What's up, everybody? It's your boy Brandon Blakney, aka Brandon Lee TV, joined by my co-host Jaelen Gilkey, aka Silky Gilkey, on the airwaves, on the internet, and all
Yes,
those
Sirski.
other places. Jay, we back, episode 17, Dukes of the Gridiron Podcast, powered
We,
by Bleed. How you feeling, man?
hey man, we in grind mode. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's do it.
It's about that time. It's playoffs going on. College just ended. We got the free agency. We got the Jim Harbaugh saga, which we kind of touched on last week, looking
Yeah.
at why he might want to jump to the NFL, some reasons. You kind of talked about who would be calling. The Chargers already interviewed him. The Falcons already interviewed him. I'm looking at the situation. It's heating up right now.
It's heating up, baby. It's that time of the year. Um, it seems like a lot of the bigger names have avoided Charlotte so far. We'll see if that continues. But it's a lot of moving parts, a lot of great coaches available.
Mhm.
Some we expected to be, some we didn't. So let's see where it takes us.
Definitely looking at the situations, but before, man, it was crazy. Right after we filmed last week's show, Nick Saban pulled a Roy Williams, dropped a bomb on the world.
Soon as we finish.
As soon as we finished, just upped and retired. And now Alabama has their new coach, Coach DeBoer out of Washington. They losing a lot of players, Jay. They
Them boys,
hopping in
them
that
boys in that
portal.
portal now. Josh Bonds in that portal. Caleb Downs in that
Uh,
portal. A lot of guys in that portal. I mean, I get it. I understand, they got 30 days. Once your coach retires, you got 30 days to jump in that portal to kind of figure out
mhm,
what it's gonna be and what it ain't gonna be.
mhm.
Um, I would imagine that Coach Saban told him he didn't know how long he'd be there, but he wouldn't be that long. So most of the
Yeah.
guys probably had an understanding that this was something that was a possibility when they signed that dotted line to come to Tuscaloosa. But I mean, this is something that I'd never really even thought about seeing, as a fan of the craft of
Mhm.
excellence in sports. There was, not many that were in that realm up on that pantheon with Nick Saban when it comes to just excellence and winning,
Definitely.
especially on the college level. So hate to see Uncle Nick go, as that's what all my cousins down in Alabama call him. They call him Uncle Nick. Hate to see him go, but I wish him best. And these boys, hey, good luck to you. Do what you think is best for you,
You
man.
know what I'm saying? Definitely got to do what's right for you. They losing players on both sides of the ball. And I mean, I was surprised by the retirement, but at the same time, when you really look at it, bro was in his 70s, dog. He was
Yeah,
still on his
72, right?
game. I think
72.
like 72. So he's still on his game, but like, bro, he's 72 years old. That stress was probably getting on my man. He trying to be at home with
Absolutely.
the wife, you know what I'm saying? But looking at the Alabama program, do you foresee a slump? Are we gonna get? Because I remember Alabama before Nick Saban got there, and that early 2000s run they had, them boys was in the mud. Now we see star recruits, young players, left tackles, safeties, wide receivers. They losing players everywhere. Some going to
Everywhere.
Georgia, some going to Bama. You know, what are real life expectations for Alabama in year one? So I mean, they're gonna get some transfers too.
Yeah, they're going to get transfers. I would imagine they're going to want to be in the mix for that SEC West crown. I'd imagine round 9-3, probably, 8-4. That round, I would be a little shocked if they lose more than 4 games next year for sure, just because, of the brand and the name. But
Mm-hmm.
I loved what Coach DeBoer was able to do, not only at Indiana, but at Washington as well.
Yeah.
So I think, he's familiar with the program. I do believe he was an assistant coach there
Mm-hmm.
for a little bit of time. So he understands the standard, what it is, and what it takes to win in Alabama. But it's always hard to be the guy that follows the man, and
Yeah.
there's no bigger man right now. I mean, there's not a bigger name in college sports athletics now because Coach K has retired, Coach Roy
Mm-hmm.
Williams has retired, so there's not a bigger name in college sports than Nick Saban. And now that he stepped down, it's gonna be a tough one. I think they'll
Yeah.
be able to pull it out and win those 8 to 9 games, but I don't see them, getting back to the level that we've been accustomed to them being at over the last almost 2 decades.
Yeah. Championship or break is kind of hard to maintain, man. I know them fans down there have been extra spoiled. And expectations for them are not going nowhere. They still want championships down there in Tuscaloosa, man.
Hmm.
It's gonna be a humbling time for them. It's gonna be a learning curve. Georgia is absolutely the big dog now, for sure. That's Kirby Smart's conference right now.
For sure.
You got Ole Miss, you got the Mizzous of the world. Um, you got some new schools coming in. You got Texas, what I'm saying, Oklahoma coming in there. Things are gonna shake up in the SEC. I'm excited to see it. I think they got a really good guy for the job though. Looking at Alabama, just his track work record, he been climbing. I think I seen he was like an assistant for like 20 years. Got his first head job. He was at Fresno for a year, Washington for like a year or two, bounced to Alabama. Now we seeing him taking over that program, man. Just looking in as far as the rest of the college football outlook. I know Coach Prime was tied to that job too. We seeing them.
Well, you know who hurting right now?
Who's that?
Your boy Dabo. Oh,
Man,
he
you think
he's
he would have
sick
left
right now.
Clemson?
What? Stop it, bro. That's where he walked on, right? That's where he walked on at.
Yeah, he a Bama dude. Yeah,
Yeah, that's where he walked on at, Bama. So I would imagine if anybody wanted to fill that seat, I know it was most likely Dabo, especially just due to the ways things have kind of gone from a shook out of Clemson over the last couple of years. A fresh start at Alabama would have been perfect. I'm sure it's a storybook, you know, a lifelong childhood dream of his to be the head coach
yeah.
of Alabama, but it does not look like that is going to happen anytime
Nah,
soon. I think he talked if he wouldn't have had as many headlines attached to his name for a negative or not even a negative, not even in a negative light, but just for things that were off-putting to recruits, then I
yeah.
think he would have had the job, no questions.
He
But
just don't
because
feel
of
like he's relatable.
yeah,
Like I think that's what it is. And that kind of leads me to my next point with Coach Saban. We seeing Dabo like that slump with Clemson, like they're not the same. I feel like I don't know, man. Like NIL and the transfer portal is kind of pushing some of the old dogs out the game. Like we seen it with
for
K,
sure,
we seen it with Roy, we seen it with Saban now.
absolutely, man, and we don't know the specifics as to whether it's just the kids getting the money. I don't really think that's the case. I think it's just the wild wild west mentality or the wild wild west realm that college sports has become, where it's, these slimy agents and these uncles and aunties that's on all advisory roles that they want the money. They don't want these kids to really get paid. Yeah, they want to see their kid get paid, but most of these folks are their motives are selfish and
Right.
self-rooted, just not pure and what's best for the player. So um it's definitely a very interesting space that we're in right now with college athletics. And I definitely think just the headache of having to talk to Uncle Tommy and Uncle Steve or Uncle whoever
Yeah.
and negotiating with a guy that, no offense to but your uncle's a truck driver. And
Right.
now, saying he looking to cash in off of you and what your abilities are at the Division I level. Now he want to negotiate with Nick Saban about what he thinks your worth is and how he can get his piece or
Yeah.
whatever it is that your uncle does. He might not even be employed, but he your mama's oldest brother and he,
Hmm.
who's trusted in the family. Just a whole bunch of just foolishness like that.
He negotiating with the Bluetooth fit and everything.
Man, come on, man. Come on, man. What do you say, Uncle Charlie?
Yeah. Be at all the games, showing up late with the cooler.
Uncle Charlie.
Man, no, but you see the same thing in like AAU and youth
Yeah,
sports, man. It's always the adults ruining it.
ruining it all the time. It's always the adults fighting. It's always the adults talking too much. It's always the adults trying to scheme and weasel and do this. And it's never the kids, and it never is. So, and if it is the kids, and then they saw an adult do something
Yeah.
along these lines, and now are following in those footsteps, trying to be slimy. So it's an interesting place. It's going to have to be some law and order that's brought down sooner or
Yeah.
later because it's too much foolishness going on. I mean, the bad deals that are being signed leading to lifetime payouts and dividends and
Yeah.
percentages of future earnings. It's a whole bunch of craziness right now, and I'm sure Nick was just done with it. I can't blame him.
Yeah, nah. I mean, you either gotta adapt or you gotta move out the way. I got Saban moved out the
They
way.
got out the way.
He out of there. You know what I'm saying? And that kind of capped off this crazy college football season, man. That was like the final domino. We got some NFL action instead on Saturday. I know your boys are in action. They taking on the
Yeah, we
young
ready to go.
buck, the one that the Panthers should have took, the young gun.
Hey, relax,
You know what I'm
relax.
saying? They
Why?
got
I hate when people say that though, because I mean he wasn't gonna be CJ Stroud like we saw him. There's
nah.
no
They
way.
would have won. They probably would have won a
Y'all
little
say like
five
Panthers.
games.
How?
They probably would have won a
Who?
little.
Who?
I say they
Who's
probably.
blocking? Who's blocking? Who's catching the ball? Who's getting open? They don't have a Nico Collins on this team.
Nah,
They
that's
don't
what I
have a
was
dog.
telling you. They don't
They
have
don't
a
have a
Tank
Tank Dell
Dell.
on this
Nah,
team.
they really don't. They don't, man.
They don't have a Devin Singletary on this team.
I, I just think honestly, I was always number one on him. I thought they should have took him just because not even this season. Like I've always just thought
It
Stroud
would have
had the
been
most
ruined though.
upside.
It would have been ruined. And now I'm not gonna say that Bryce would have had as much success, but they would have been i- in the running for the AFC South crown or that wild card spot with Bryce Young on the quarterback. If everything was just flipped, if the quarterbacks were flipped and everything was the same,
Yeah.
Bryce would
I
have had the
mean,
race to the rose.
I honestly feel like Stroud is better, but
Yeah,
that is a disclaimer. I think Bryce Young is going to be a stud too. Like he showed some flashes when he did have a pocket. You know, it's hard to tell when you're running for your life every game. So that's not no
getting
shade.
your
That's
bang
just,
beat in, and you throwing it to Adam Thielen. He's your number one.
yeah,
He's all you got. Adam Thielen is about to retire
like
soon. Like it's
it's
over.
that's a disastrous
He has no
situation.
tight end.
Mm-mm. No, it's a
Tommy
disastrous.
Tremble is a flash, here and there.
You know
He
what I'm
has
saying?
no number one receiver. Has no. He's got a number two, a B plus to A minus number two as his number one receiver. He has no number two receiver, no tight end. The running game was non-existent.
Yeah.
Defense was okay, but they ended up, having days where you could tell they didn't want to be there.
Yeah, they was on the field 75% of the time. Them boys was
Bad,
tired.
bad business out. It's bad
Them
business
boys
going
was
on.
tired, man. No, but I think Bryce, like that, definitely I understand the choice. He was supposed to be the most ready. And I feel like Bryce is ready. The Panthers currently aren't ready. Um, yeah, Stroud's in a better situation. He's got a better head coach. They got a better scheme.
When do we think the Panthers will be ready?
Man, having Marvin Harrison Jr. with that number one pick would have sped things up a little bit. Just a little bit. That would
You
have
think
been
so?
nice. Just a little bit. It would have solved that number one receiver problem that they got. You know, you can spend some money on the offensive line, as we seen. But yeah, nah, it's I don't think they're gonna be ready anytime soon. I don't think it's
No
gonna
time
be
soon.
anytime soon, man. But the Texans,
No time soon.
I really felt like I loved the hire of D'Amico Ryans. I knew he was gonna turn it around quick. I didn't think they was gonna be playoffs year one quick, but I knew he was gonna turn it around. They got some dogs. D'Amico Ryan, that's like the Texans did what the Panthers should have done. They brought in a guy familiar with the culture, who played there, who knows the city, who knows young talent, in D'Amico Ryans, and we seeing it pay off.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. It was a great investment. It shows how important picking the right guy to lead your franchise is. And I mean, let's think about it over the previous two seasons. And I mean, honestly, since they've been in existence, the Texans have been a dumpster fire.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
this is their third coach in 3 years. Let's not forget. This was the job that was so atrocious that they would only give it to black coaches for 3 straight years. Atrocious. And if it wasn't gonna be Josh McCown, if it wasn't Josh McCown, who might not ever become a coach again after how this year went.
Hey, them boys.
That
Oh,
job was so bad, they was only looking for black men. They
I'm
was like, look,
telling you, hey,
fix it. And if you can't fix it, we're gonna blame you and get you out of here.
yeah, hey, man, I'm telling you that who they had before was it Lovey? Who they had before?
So last year was Lovey, and the year before that
Yeah,
was David Culley. The year before that,
Lovey Smith. Boy, they got that man up out of there. They said he cost them the number one pick. Ain't no way. All he did was win a game. He did what he
win
was
the
supposed to
game.
do. They got bro up out of there. They wanted his head. They bring in D'Amico Ryans. Now, obviously, the Texans are way ahead of schedule,
Of
and
course.
I'm not expecting this to be. They gonna come and play. They gonna fight hard. They ain't got nothing to lose. But let's be honest. The Ravens are some grown men out there. And the goal ain't to get to the divisional round. They're thinking Super Bowl. So looking at these weekend matchups a little bit, like genuinely looking at the Texans roster, what are you expecting in this contest for them?
Well, let's flash back to week 1 when these two teams met up in Baltimore. It was kind of a bad weather game, a lot of rain.
Mhm.
Um, the Ravens offense didn't really look that great, but it was their first game under new offensive coordinator Ty Monken. The defense looked spectacular, was flying around, gave up 9 points. Defense, it was 7-6 going into halftime. The Ravens were up, and I think they ended up winning that game 26-9. Um, but I'd expect this one to be closer for sure. I expect CJ to have another big day. He had 300 yards passing
Oh, he
in that
went
first
crazy. Like,
in that
oh,
first game.
against y'all. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he had 300 yards passing that first game of the year. And I mean, he was getting beat up, but I was like, yo, like if you really watch the game, he's really balling. Like he's playing really well. And then so I'd expect something similar. But this time probably be maybe 24-17-ish, something like that. I think Texas is gonna put up a
Respect.
good fight. Marlon Humphrey hasn't been practicing. He's just been on the sideline, kind of doing some jogging, sprinting work. He's been down with a calf ever since the middle of the Miami game, I do believe, which was week 17.
Mhm.
So that's going to be crucial because he'd be a great matchup, and he's the perfect matchup for Nico Collins, a big body,
Yeah.
6'4", 220-pound wide receiver. Marlon Humphrey about 6'1", 6'2", about 205 himself. Big body, big boy, physical. I think it's gonna be a big OBJ game though. I think OBJ is
Okay.
gonna really show up and just this is what OBJ was brought into Baltimore for these type of moments. Playoff, get open, third down, red zone, make a play, show us who you are and why you're that guy. I
Yeah.
think with having Mark Andrews back is gonna be great, especially with the development and the development and the I'm trying to think what's the word I wanted the emergence
Mhm.
of Isaiah Likely, the other
Yeah. He's
I,
tough.
that physicality that those two tight ends are gonna bring and it's 22 as well as some 12 personnel. I think that's gonna just I think the Ravens are gonna be just a little bit too physical, especially being led by Roquan Smith on the defensive side, who's just a dog out
He's a
there.
monster.
He's just bringing the hammer, dog. He's just gonna lay them boys out. So, back to back All Pro years, his third All Pro year, his second Pro Bowl selection. That's
Completely
crazy.
changed that defense when
Yeah,
y'all made that trade.
completely. And now he's just hard nosed. He's clearly the leader. And the pass rush is about the pass rush. I know Clowney revenge game.
Mhm.
Looking for a big day for him, maybe to get to the quarterback twice. Van Noy get back there. I like how we look. I'm nervous though. I just want to get it over with. Let's get this first one over with. Get to the AFC Championship game, and then we roll from there.
Y'all heard that? Now, have y'all betting? We need a OBJ touchdown anytime.
Anytime touchdown scorer.
Any touchdown, anytime touchdown for OBJ,
If
man.
you betting on Saturday, give me OBJ anytime touchdown score and Gus Edwards anytime touchdown score. And then on the Texans side, I'm gonna go CJ. I'm gonna put a little four-legger for you. We got
Okay.
CJ anytime touchdown score, OBJ anytime touchdown score, Gus Edwards anytime touchdown score, and I'm gonna go Dalton Schultz anytime touchdown score.
Okay.
That's my four leg.
Hey,
We say
y'all heard it?
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Little full leg for y'all, man. For the free ski. That's
for the
free game.
Prisky.
That's free ski right there, man.
Yeah, and take the Texans with the points too. 9.5. That's a lot.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's a lot.
Man,
That's a lot.
I like their offense, man. I was in a group chat with one of my boys and they was talking about it. And one of my homies was talking about how the Panthers had a better roster overall than the Texans. And
Who is that?
we couldn't even
Who is
entertain
this
it.
guy? Who is this guy?
I ain't even gonna drag him out like that. But all I'm gonna say is we couldn't even
Do the
entertain it.
Panthers have a Laramie Tunsil?
We we don't even have a Nico Collins.
Don't have a Nico Collins.
We don't.
Do not have a Nico Collins,
That
and
man
definitely
had
don't have a Laramie
1,400
Tunsil.
yards. I said Thielen is better than Nico right now.
Right now?
Like today.
Was it our order?
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man.
Not
So
seeing it.
I couldn't even entertain it, man. I'm just looking. I like how the Texans are
I
built.
don't know what position the Panthers, as a position group, the Panthers are better than
Like
the
off
Texans.
the top of the dome, bro. I really it's
Maybe
tough.
pass rush if Shaq Thompson was healthy.
I mean, with him, Derrick Brown, Burns,
So maybe D-line?
maybe. I mean, the Texans really, it's like Will Anderson Jr. is really the one making noise. Yeah, maybe D line, maybe D line. That was a point that was made. Maybe the D line.
That's
Um,
it.
that
I can't
might
give you
that
that now.
and shoot the way it's looking,
Maybe at punter, still Sam
they
Pepper.
they might let a couple of them boys walk on the D line. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that, man.
It's a disaster.
Um,
It's a disaster everywhere you look. Everything's on fire.
so and that leads me to why I had to pick an AFC team. Being up here in the Rochester Buffalo area, let's go Buffalo. We see the Bills Mafia out here going hard. They just picked up the big dub. Moving on, they got the home field advantage against Pat, man. You know what I'm saying? Mahomes is really comfortable in Arrowhead, but he's got to come on the road now. The Buffalo. I know it's cold. It's cold in Kansas City right now, but it is something different in Buffalo going on right now, man. Like they got fans shoveling the field. It's crazy up here right now, man.
Yeah, I mean that's your backyard. I'm gonna still take Pat. I don't really. I think Josh Allen gonna he'll he'll have him right there. He gonna fumble it at the end. He gonna throw a pick. They gonna be right there. He gonna throw the ball short of the goal line. He gonna have some Dak moments for sure.
Man, we get into that too, my lord. But I ain't gonna lie, man. I feel what you saying because the Bills be billing, but I'm gonna take them this week, man. I think they get the monkey off their back this week. I think Josh Allen excels into that tier of where people think he is as like the top three, top four QB. He's probably like maybe four right now.
You
I
know
think
this. You know that's what these folks were saying about Dak before the playoffs started. Now
man. And
they
then what our boy Cam
they
say?
wanted the same. I'm telling you,
What our boy Cam
Josh Allen
say,
way
man?
more like dynamic. He way more
Yeah.
dynamic. You know
And
what
they
I'm saying?
running him more. They running him more in the playoffs.
But
Like
he had a ball too much. Too much. It's
they
too
got
much.
him.
Too much that can go wrong.
But this year, man, they got James Cook who was out there. I don't know what's up with the Cook family, Dalvin and James. They mama
Yeah, you
got
see,
the good feet.
you see, Dalvino just got picked up
I
by
seen
by
y'all
the
pick him
Ravens.
up. I
Hey,
seen that. I
I
seen
think
that.
so.
I
Maybe
seen
not
that.
this week, but if and when the Ravens advance to the AFC Championship, knock on wood, Dalvin Cook is gonna have a big AFC Championship game for sure.
That's a major pickup,
I
man.
feel it.
I
I
mean, we
feel it.
talking about a dude that was heavily considered a top five running back as early as last year. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Man,
That's
when he been in the league 8, 9 years,
yeah,
and
that
it had 65 carries or something like that this year. He fresh. He's feeling good. I know
yeah.
he gonna see a crease and just get gone.
Oh yeah, nah, I love that pickup. If we see a Cook versus Cook matchup, that'll be fun, man. I'm enjoying the Buffalo talk around the city. I'm enjoying the Bills. I don't know, it just feels different this year. Honestly, just with the explosiveness, the defense is looking
Y'all said that last year too.
the defense is looking good. The only thing I'm worried about though is man, the linebacking core is in shambles right now. They on third strings. They got AJ Klein out there. Jay, I didn't even know he was still in the league. I didn't even know he was still in the
Grinding.
league. That boy AJ Klein, the journeyman, the
Last
one
I
they
saw
thought
him,
was
he
gonna
was
replace
Cincinnati.
Keith. Huh?
Last time I saw him, he was in Cincinnati.
Man, the one they thought that was gonna replace Kuechly. Boy, what in the world? So we got AJ Klein out there playing some big minutes. The offense is explosive, but the Chiefs looking suspect too, man. I ain't gonna lie. They look like they got some holes. Travis Kelce ain't been the same since he started dating a certain singer. Um, the offense, they don't have a number one receiver. The running game has been inconsistent. They relying on it more than ever. Mahomes has looked human, to be honest with you. He's still carrying them, obviously. Their defenses, they're healthier. I'll give them that edge. But the Bills at home, man, that's tough.
I hear you, bro, but they got Mahomes still,
They
and
got
like you
Mahomes.
said, and they healthier. So those are two reasons. And they don't. I mean, they have Diggs, who's a very, 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 very
Yeah,
great player. He's a tier one guy.
yeah, yeah.
But I don't. And I know Kelsey's year's been down. I know he might be almost. Maybe it's almost time to let it go.
You know what I'm saying?
But I just think the Chiefs' defense is going to be what kind of gets them there this year. That's what's going to get them there. It's going to get them to that AFC Championship game.
That
And that
defense is
defense.
legit.
They've been balling the best they've ever
Yeah,
had under
yeah,
Andy
they
Reid.
legit. They legit. I love
So
McDuffie, Jones, Chris Jones,
balling.
Monster. Like, yeah, they got some dogs. You know what I'm saying? Bolton, Nick Bolton, love his
Yeah,
game
and
as
Nick Bolton,
well.
Mizzou guy.
Yeah, one of the best ML. Man, y'all got everybody. God dang. Just another dog. I'm excited to see. We definitely saw some upsets though. The Texans winning their game was surprising. On the other side, the
I
NFC.
mean, but let's be real though. I know the Browns were hot though, but they played some
What,
bad teams. That last
bro?
5 weeks, they were playing bad teams.
Bro, they coach deserves something, but yeah, like I mean, it's Nick Chubb is out. You know what I'm saying? Deshaun
Yeah, like they
Watson.
they did more than what they were supposed to do
They had
though. I
y'all
mean,
boy
they had a
Flacco
quarter.
out there. They
I'm
had
saying
Joe Flacco
he
out.
came in week 14, something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Like,
like they
come on, man.
signed,
Let's
man.
give him a break.
He was at the crib. They signed him.
So they exactly. I mean, they beat the Jags, who showed us what they were. They beat the Bears, who I'm barely 20-17. That was Thursday night, I do believe. Then they beat the Texans, and then which was week what? Nine. They beat the Texans week 16. Then they get the Browns. They play the Jets, trash, and they beat the Bengals. Oh, they lost to the Bengals, and they set everybody week 18. And
Yeah,
then they played the Browns, played the Texans again and got smoked.
yeah. They won
So
the games they were supposed to
they
win.
they played them twice in a month.
Yeah,
They ain't have a chance.
nah.
With a four string quarterback
Yeah,
off the
nah.
couch.
No Chubb. You got
No
Flacco
Chubb,
out
you know what
there
I'm saying?
looking like Jerry
Amari
Rice and them
Amari Cooper's
boys.
your number one, and I mean, no disrespect, one of the greatest route runners of all time. But Amari Cooper, it's time for him to be number two
Yeah, nah, man. They had Joe Flacco looking like Emmett and Jerry Rice in them commercials. Dan Marino trying to come back. Boy, that boy
for
was
real.
looking old. I ain't gonna hold you, man.
But I took a
But
nap on the bench from that
what?
Thursday night game.
I thought bro look
He said
tired.
that boy. He put them boys. He said, "Yeah, we blasting these boys. Going
I
get
said
some Z's."
they gonna make the boy stay up the whole game. Y'all know he tired,
He said, "I
man.
ain't been up this late all year."
That was Joe Flacco, boy. I did not think I was gonna see that one. And then looking at the other side, the NFC, of
Yeah,
course, it was
let's get
supposed
to
to be
that
the
young boy.
Cowboys year for the
Let's get to
20th
that
year
young
straight.
boy.
For the
Man,
20th year straight.
uh, we've been talking about this same thing. We said it was gonna happen. I mean, and I think I probably picked the Cowboys on here to win this game, but I would definitely was gonna have them losing this game.
Yeah.
This week in the divisional round. Beat me to it.
Hey,
Appreciate you.
what that boy Jerry was saying up in the box though? What was
Did he say
heated?
sound like a scene out of Django up there, boy?
That boy was heated.
You
I
couldn't
see.
believe it.
I see somebody post that picture on Twitter where he in the crowd at that event when he a young kid. They said that's how bro was outside the locker.
That event, you hilarious. Talking about that event. The desegregation of public schools in Arkansas.
Yes.
You talking about that event. You're hilarious. You said the Little Rock, what is it, Little Rock 5, I do believe that.
Yeah. Out there making history. This man Jerry Jones talking about. Just out there wide eyed, boy.
Yeah, that was I felt bad for Jerry on that one. I ain't gonna lie. But I mean, this is what it is when you got Dakota Rain as your quarterback, bro. This is what it's gonna be. Every
game manager.
game loser. You
That
said
boy choked.
that boy ain't no game. He ain't even no game manager. He's a game fumbler.
Bro.
He gonna do everything he can to keep you kind of close, and then just crap down his leg when it's time. But see, this time he ain't even get to keep it close. He couldn't even pretend like they was in it. This guy, they
Yeah.
just got punched in the mouth like he did at Spring Break that time in Panama City, and he
Yeah.
got washed away at sea. That's
Yeah.
what it looked like. It looked like Buddy washed him on the beach again. He got hit in the face one time and it was over with. Done.
That boy threw that pick six. I said, "Oh man, it's feeling real
Mhm.
familiar right now."
No, it was over. Then what you talking about?
Yeah,
Familiar 27 that and then
it
they
felt
was
real.
already in Chris Master lock.
That boy Jair Alexander had him. Boy.
He said, man, remember the Chris Master lock challenge?
Oh yeah.
You
Oh,
tried Can you get out the full Nelson before the clock expires? No. He was
Nah,
getting ready to tap anyway. He threw that pick six
bro.
when they had tapped out.
But my
And then,
thing is
he
with
gonna try
Dak.
to give you all them points and them yards at the end of the game down 48-16. Boy,
Hey,
they
he
tripled
tried to
y'all
come
up.
back. He tried to make it
And they
look
done tripled
respectable.
y'all up, and you gonna try to act like you did something.
He
Boy,
tried to
stop.
make it
Talking about
look
some 400
respectable.
yards. Get out my face.
He tried to make it look respectable.
Mike McCarthy better. I'd have put Trey Lance in on him.
So
Halftime.
my thing is
Really
though,
came out. New quarterback.
if you don't want Dak though, where do they go?
Oh, they're stuck right now. They're stuck
Like,
because what they gonna pick 28th or something like this
yeah,
year.
yeah,
Ain't
like
gonna be
late pick.
unless you trading Dak and the 28th pick to 2, 3, 4. You in trouble.
Man, they might need to see what the Bears and Justin Fields talking about, low key.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be upset with that. So the Bears got the one. So what would they trade? Because if the Bears gonna trade Justin Fields, then that means they're gonna take Caleb Williams. So what would they get? Like,
They have to
you gonna
get
keep
that pick.
Dak and bring in
I
Justin Fields?
I guess maybe they maybe bring in both trade Dak. I mean, it's a lot of different
You got to say, but he
scenarios.
got a no trade clause too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, so that kind of puts a hamper on things. Then he
I'm trying to
going where
figure
he
out the
want.
like what I mean. So would you trade him somewhere else? Like trade for Justin Fields and then
That's what I'm
send
saying. Just
28th
flop that. Just flip him for something. Flip him for another pick or something.
and then just send Dak to the Raiders or something like that?
Yeah, just somewhere that hey, somebody will take him, man. The
The
numbers is
Raiders will
there.
take him for sure.
Yeah, and it seems like if they don't hire Antonio Pierce, they might
They might go 0-17. They be the first
yeah.
team to go 17. They don't hire Antonio
You know
Pierce.
what I'm saying? Them boys about to revolt and hit the transfer portal, hit the portal. Max Crosby said he
The
out
boys in the portal.
Max Crosby said he hitting the portal on there. if bro don't get the coach.
That's hilarious.
Hey man, I'm saying though, I'm interested to see because I mean it ain't no way, bro. It's too much talent, too much money being spent in Dallas. If Cam Newton would have had that level of talent around him, at
You never
least
know.
one. At least one.
Sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. They'd
You
have
know what
got
I'm
back for
saying?
sure. They'd have got back for sure. I won't talk about Jordan Love. Enough about
Jordan Love.
Dak
I love
said
what I
Dakota
saw,
Rank.
man. I love what I saw from Jordan Love, man. I liked him at Utah State when they was battling Wake. I'm sure you got to see him too. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a fan
He
of
made some
Jordan Love.
plays. He made big plays.
Yeah.
I mean, he was just dotting it up. He led me to a fantasy championship this year. Shout out to Jordan Love.
Okay. I got Christian Watson on the dynasty team. I'm hoping for a bounce back.
Yeah,
We'll see.
I had the stack. I had the Christian Watson, Jordan Love stack. It worked for a couple days.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? About 3-4 games, they was,
But really, my sleeper this year was Jacoby Myers. He really kind of got me right.
Yeah, bro. Jacoby Myers balled this year.
He was my wide receiver 3 really this year.
Bro, he was balling. He was balling,
He had a
man.
good year. But
I like
Jordan
the
Love.
Packers.
I like the
Yeah.
Packers. I like everything they got going on. Dontavius Wicks balling.
Mhm.
I like Wicks. I think he's my favorite out of all the young receivers because he just really got that dog in him.
Yeah.
Dobbs, great player. Jaden Reed, great player. Christian
Mhm.
Watson, great player dealing with injury. But Dontavius Wicks, he that boy.
And they
Aaron
keep
Jones
bringing
just
him
ran down
in.
their neck. Just ran down their neck, man.
Mhm.
It was sad to see. I was laughing though. I ain't never laughed so much while sad because it was
But that defense too, man. Like they're
pathetic,
super young.
pathetic.
They're super
Oh, you
young.
talking about the Packers? Yeah.
Like not the Cowboys. That was ridiculous, man. Like
They
I know
just
you
pathetic.
missing Diggs, but come on, bro.
They
Like,
pathetic.
nah, that was man. Jordan Love was out there looking like Aaron Rodgers II, out there shredding them boys.
But he said out there just killing him.
Nah, that was sad.
I couldn't believe what I saw. I'm gonna be honest.
What? I know, not the Cowboys. Not that. Not like that though, Jay. Not like
Yes,
that.
yeah. And that's for all my homies out there. I have been telling all my homies I got a lot of Cowboy friends, Cowboys fan friends. I told them all year. I said, yeah, I can do all this. We them boys got the
Them boys was
necklaces.
flexing. Boy, they had Michael Irvin out there off this. Boy, them boys was ready.
I mean, after the Carolina game, where you couldn't tell them boys nothing. I said, bro, y'all just beat the Washington Generals.
They came out there in Charlotte, shut it down.
Shut it down. How about 30,000 in that thing? Cowboy Nation was strong. Oh, we're going to the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Wait them boys.
Mm-hmm. Pounding their chests out there in the QC.
Man. Said, boy, y'all just beat Smith
The
High School. Y'all
replacements.
just beat,
You know what I'm
y'all
saying?
beat JV boys. Man, that was terrible. But yeah, it's a great week of football though. Great week of playoff football action. And then of course the Eagles.
Yeah, shocking.
We all kind of saw that coming.
I mean,
I'm gonna
they've
be
been
honest. I saw
sliding. They've been
they've
sliding
been
for
sliding.
weeks. Yeah.
I knew after week 18 with that performance they put on the field against the Jets, against the Giants, that they ain't had
Yeah.
no chance.
Something
And
broke,
so
man. You could tell. Like even the brotherly shove wasn't even working against the Bucks. They shut that
yeah,
down.
even though they saw that replay, that was a super face mask. He was
Oh
all underneath
yeah.
for a
Boy, he about
helmet.
took my boy neck off. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
crazy.
but I mean, Tampa had been on a up, and the Eagles were on a down, so you already
Yeah.
knew what it was coming into it. And
That boy
Baker
Bake, he back, he shaking, he
he
ready.
was feeling dangerous. He said, "I
Boy.
woke up feeling
Hey, them
dangerous."
boys believe in him too. Them
No,
boys
he
really
putting that ball
believe
out
in him.
there. He putting that ball out there.
Yeah, man. But yeah, it was a great week of playoffs, man. That's about a wrap for us for this show. We were up against it. Jay, let them know where to follow you at on social media, my boy.
Yeah, man. All platforms at Silky Gilkey, SILKYGILKEY. That's me. Social, Insta, X, whatever. I'm there. Find me.
Whatever
You
is
did.
clever, go follow my guy.
You did.
You know what I'm saying? Go follow my guy. That's a wrap for us. For all the latest and the greatest, make sure to hit that subscribe button. This is Dukes of the Gridiron. Till next time, we out.